Suspects are already being vilified on social media. Coming up, Cynthia Mulligan will be exploring the impacts these types of allegations have on suspects who have yet to be found guilty in a court of law. But first, we speak with one woman who began a petition against the College Street Bar.
He grabbed me from behind and forced me on the ground and sexually assaulted me until I was able to get away from him.
It was October of this year when Victoria Bell says she was walking home near College in Palmerston when she was sexually assaulted.
I fought and I ran. And I called the police as I was running to my house.
Victoria says police used her suspect description and arrested the man just 10 minutes later, but charges were eventually dropped.
There wasn't enough DNA evidence, you're absolutely right.
According to the Crown.
Correct.
Since the incident, she has co-founded the Sexual Assault Action Coalition, which has posted a petition demanding change at College Street Bar. The petition has almost reached its goal of 1,000 signatures in just 24 hours. It also reads that the victim was forcibly confined in the bar and sexually assaulted.
Are you concerned that your petition outlines them as guilty before they've had their proper day in court?
I don't think so. I think that the petition clearly states that we need to support the survivor and that we need to ensure that the establishment is held accountable and the people that own the establishment are held accountable.
Though the court of opinion on social media has already found them guilty, Twitter has erupted with tweets such as this.
Sad news about College Street Bar assault. Effing ever going back there.
Disgusted by College Street Bar assault. As a bartender, my patrons are my guests, not my prey. I am so sorry they hurt you. #I believe her.
Now a defense attorney, David Butt, fought as a prosecutor for sexual assault victims for 13 years. He says public opinion on social media can actually hurt a victim in the long run.
If there is huge immediate public outcry and then the case, for whatever reason, founders in the justice system, there could be potentially tremendous blowback for the complainant.
David Butt adds the system simply isn't in favor of victims. The courts only care about proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
And there have been many cases as a prosecutor where I firmly believed what the complainant was telling me, firmly believed that the assault happened, but it just didn't stand up in a criminal court. And that's a problem.
For Victoria Bell, she's simply hoping to change the public's perception when it comes to victims of sexual assault, one case at a time.
I think that there's hope. There's always hope. I think that if people open their hearts and their minds and they approach things with emotional intelligence and integrity and human dignity, then there's a chance.
Now inside College Street Bar, the lights are on, but the door is currently locked this hour. Now take a look at this poster advertisement right outside the bar. It's called Get Horny Trivia Tuesdays, sex, sports, and swag. Now on Friday, Victoria says she'll be organizing a show of solidarity for sexual assault survivors here outside College Street Bar. Send it over now to Cynthia Mulligan with the challenges police, defense attorneys, and suspects have who have not been found guilty in a court of law.
Well, Adrian, first, before detectives lay charges, they have to have reasonable grounds that an offense has been committed. Now, City News has just obtained new stats from Toronto police that show out of all the sex assault complaints that came forward last year, less than half ended up with charges being laid.
No matter who gets charged or what they get charged for, their life is turned upside down. And even at the end of the day, if they're acquitted, their lives are never the same.
Jody Burks defends people charged with many crimes, including sexual assault. These Toronto police stats just released show the latest numbers on how many sex assault cases were reported last year. More than 2,000, resulting in 777 people charged, most of them men. That's only 36%. But police say that doesn't mean they didn't believe the victims.
Sometimes there's just not enough evidence to move forward with charges, and in some cases there is evidence to move forward, but the victim herself has chosen not to move forward.
And not all of those who are charged will end up in a trial.
Sexual assault covers a myriad of activity. A sex assault can be something as low end as an unwanted hug. That is classified as a sex assault, up into and including what people commonly refer to as rape. Some of the lower end stuff, it's not lower end to the survivor of the sexual assault. However, from the use of scarce judicial resources, we just had a case come down from the Supreme Court of Canada this summer Regina and Jordan, that talks about how cases have to be resolved. Sometimes Crowns have to triage, and they have to determine what's a more serious case and what's a less serious case, what warrants a full trial and what can be resolved by less than a full trial.
Both police and this defense lawyer agree the pendulum has shifted in recent years when it comes to how women are treated who come forward. Take the movement with the hashtag #IBelieveHer, and the former police chief Bill Blair making a point of reassuring victims.
We want to encourage them to come forward, and we will make a commitment to investigating those crimes thoroughly.
Even Jody Burks, whose job is to defend the accused, says this shift isn't a bad thing.
Is that impacting how men are treated in the court system, in the justice system?
Well, certainly, it's a very tough question. But I think that there have long been barriers to women reporting sexual assaults. And the police have come a long way in their handling of interviews of women, in creating a safe space for them to basically give a statement. I think that women who are survivors of sexual assault, regardless of what happened, need to be handled and need to have a safe space and need to have their stories heard.
While there is greater awareness about sexual assault, the number of cases being reported is not going down. 2015 saw a 3.2% increase in cases being reported over the previous year.